Okay, there we are. What's up, YouTube? How you doing? I may have to fill my bottle throughout the live stream, so I'll be gone for 30 seconds if that is the case. But it's not yet finished. Almost, though. Almost. So, how are you doing? What is up, YouTube? What is up? How are you doing? It's the end of the week. It is Friday. Are we going to go into the weekend with some explosive price action, or are we going to go in the weekend with very boring ranging price action? That's the question. That's the question. In this live stream, what we're going to do, first of all, is, of course, check the Elliott Waves. I only want to stick with the local stuff, explain some of my thoughts locally, right? Because anything on the higher time frames is it's similar to everything I've shared previously, right? We're either looking for more upside in a bigger wave 5 or wave 5 is in, right? That's basically the two options we have. So mainly going to focus on the local price action. What I then want to do is provide a bit of feedback on your charts. So what I will do is in Discord, I will make a quick channel during the stream where people can then post their charts, and I will have a quick look per chart and provide some feedback. I already opened a few charts from John. John is a great Elliott Wave counter in Discord. He shared some of his thoughts earlier today because I asked him as well, like, what's your thought about the current range and the current grinding price action we have, and he shared some interesting things. So yeah, I'm going to go over his chart, but then there's more charts, and of course finally we have the Q&A, the chatting, all the good stuff, right? That's what we always do. So in this particular live stream, I gotta say, guys, I have a very busy day, so I really try for once to be online for an hour. Now, the previous times I said that I'm gonna be stuck here for 3-4 hours. Not stuck, because I love it, and that's the problem. I love live streaming, which is not a problem, but you know what I mean. If you have a tight schedule on a day, but you really love live streaming, and instead of the planned or the thought of, yeah, I'm gonna be online for one hour, eventually I end up being online for 3, 4, or even 5 hours. It creates a bit of an issue in my daily agenda. So what I will try to do is end the stream at 3 p.m. And then the next update will be 7 p.m. Central European time, right? Let's try today to follow my rule at the beginning of the stream. Oh boy. So what's up? M1304, how you doing? Louise, I replied to you on Discord. Mr. Brownberg, also welcome, by the way. Hey, I'll shoot the music. Yeah, look, it's just the... I already closed Spotify, but it's just the... I don't know, it's a royalty-free type of music, you know what I mean? It doesn't get banned by YouTube, basically. But yeah, it's a nice little song. I always use it for the beginning of the live stream. Yasin, what's up? It's just one like, and that's mine. Oh, boy. Yeah. People know where the like button is. What's up? I didn't even do anything, so thanks for the likes, guys. Appreciate it. M1304, watch a broadcast after it ends so I can translate it. Yeah, that's all right. M1304, one of the first people ever to be here at the channel. He's from the Middle East, and not too good in English, but he always watches the translation. After YouTube is finished, it can auto-translate. So thanks, M1304, man. Marcus, what's up? The first ever member of this channel. How you doing? David G, happy Friday indeed. Weekend is coming, eh? Weekend is coming. Gustav and Jen, what's up? Love the music. Yeah, it's a nice little beat. Bit Phantom, how you doing? Anita Max Win, thanks for your comment earlier as well. Good to have you here. Declining price action. Yeah, it's raining, but ranging. But I do have a thought which has to do with the length of this retracement that we have to the upside, because it's very shallow. 5 is in or 5 still comes? That is the big question, which mainly depends on the local price action. So that's why I actually want to focus on the local stuff. Bitcoin long under 45,500. Is that a serious question? Oh, that depends on your plan and your strategy, my friend. Welcome, by the way, Mondo Tav. Adiras, let's go. Dasek, hey Dasek, what's up? Welcome to the Discord group as well. Yeah, you had a good question about the 886 in Discord. I answered you just now. Look, there's going to be a moment where I can't keep up with the questions. So sometimes my answers will be a little bit delayed in Discord or sometimes in the comment section, because, you know, things are it's going a bit quick. Everything goes much quicker than I expected. So I have to get used to some of those things. And of course, I do other stuff during the day as well. So just before the stream, I answered all of the messages that I had. And yeah, now we stream. So Bitcoin down to wave 4 or wave Bitcoin to 100K. Maybe one day, maybe one day. I don't really see it coming in 2024, to be honest. But yeah, I won't be surprised if one day price will hit it. But for 2024 at the moment, my main thought is that we're going to create a range between 55 and 30K, basically. It kind of depends on, of course, local price action. But yeah, at the moment, it doesn't yet scream 100K, but we take it step by step. Bettina, what's up? How are you doing? Why live stream? That is exactly why I live stream, Lucas. Because if I would make a video now of like 10 minutes or 5, or probably is going to be 2 minutes, you know, what you say, nothing really happened. We do have some more information, of course, based on some price action. But it's not too different to what we had this morning. So, and I don't really like to have a copy of the previous video online. So therefore, I go live and I can do some feedback of your charts. I can answer questions, and we can, you know, check. We can do other things, which is the main reason to live stream. When Lumbo, who says we don't already have one? When Lumbo, 100K. Yeah, I mean, maybe one day. Who knows? 100K, you know? I don't know. Okay, Jay, by the way, good morning as well. Let's cover a little bit of price action and then provide some feedback on your charts in the upcoming hour. Albert RRS, welcome. Good to have you here as well. My studio says that we now have 69 concurrent viewers. On Twitch, we would say nice. That's actually interesting. On YouTube, it's less of a thing than on Twitch. Maybe it's the audience, or just the audience that's here as well. I don't know how many of you. Press 1 in the chat if you watch Twitch. Anything? Well, not anything. Gaming-related content, not the swimming pools and stuff. Is there anyone here that's like a gamer? Like, are you watching stuff as well? I like to watch Trackmania. The channel Spammy. He's a mate of mine. He lives in The Hague, or close to, which is close to my house as well. He's was a professional gamer in Trackmania as well, just like myself. So I know him very well. And he's a streamer. I also like to watch Lyric. Bitphantom, Desek, Jay, Yannick, Albert. Warzone, yeah, that's a fun game as well. Also fun to watch. It's very active, very fast. Very, very fast. Call of Duty in general is always quite a fast game as well. Hey, Mr. Brownbug, welcome, man. Holy moly, starting the stream like this. Welcome to the silver members. Send me an email, Mr. Brownberg, with the with your YouTube username and Telegram and Discord, and I'll get you sorted. Right? Okay. Thanks, Mr. Brownbug. Holy moly, clap for Mr. Wait. That's for Mr. Brownberg there, live on stream. Could not help myself. Thanks for the support, man, and welcome to the channel. Hopefully you'll find it valuable. I'm very active in silver throughout the day, always sharing my thought. Okay, so let me move some stuff around here, because I only want to talk about the local stuff, which is what I have at the moment, which of course is quite a complex range. Now, first things first, you gotta love the rejection. God, that was nice, eh? Unfortunately, I couldn't go live as price was up yesterday, because I had first a meeting in Wassenaar for the Dutchies, close to The Hague, and then another meeting in Amsterdam. So, you know, I was doing business outside of the charts. A couple of nice confluences, all got nicely respected, and we got to move down. Jeez, should have been live, but hey, business. Okay, so on the very high time frame, and then we get back to the chat, right? It's quite simple. I don't really want to go into it. We basically look either for a 5 at higher prices, or we're looking for the high to be in, and we are looking for the lower prices to correct, right? Either you then have an ABC finish, much lower prices, bear market, or you're going to be looking for the bullish scenario 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or a 1, 2, 1, 2 up, right? Doesn't really matter. What mainly matters is we're either looking for a wave 5 to be in or another wave 5 at higher prices. That's that, right? We're mainly looking at the moment for a wave 5. I also think with people that have 100K in their minds, which is no problem, but I do, from an Elliott Wave perspective, first expect a bigger retracement, preferably a deep one, a scary one, a high volume one, before price then continues to the upside, right? And eventually maybe reaches those levels. But honestly, myself, I'm definitely not thinking about those numbers, right? We're at 45K. My mindset is neutral on 45K. I'm not thinking about 15, 5, or 10K. I'm also not thinking about 80, 100, or 500K, right? The Moon Boys, they're on another channel, right? We're sensible here, level by level. We analyze what we have, and currently we are at 46K, nowhere close to, 6 digits. So the bullish scenario shared in the morning, right? Not looking that great, because what I mentioned, if price takes this low, then likely the low of a potential impulsive 2 in a 1-2 continuation is after the 5 fib time. Which of course is not great because that's quite long for a wave 2, right? Usually a wave 2, and I can actually show it because that's why I call it my fib times, so that you as viewer know what is common and less common and kinda invalidates a wave 2. You know, you never know, but yeah, you preferably want the wave 2 to end after the 3A2. The 0.618, the 1, the 2, that's all fine, right? The 3, still okay. The 4, starts to be very long for a wave 2. The 5, I usually kind of use it as a bit of an invalidation because it's a very, very long wave 2. So this leaves us with 2 options. Option 1, this wave 2 moves to the left. Your wave 2 is already finished, and this is another somehow wave 1, 2, and we look for a move up. This was shared by, was it perse? I don't know. Let me have a quick look here. Someone in Discord, because I had a busy morning. So I didn't do, oh no, Stuba. It was Stuba. So Stuba, great counter as well, actually, by the way. Keeping an eye on him sometimes. Where, yeah, this is the diagonal, but he shared something earlier. Because as mentioned, often I read everything in Bitcoin TA. Because I just like to see what you guys are thinking of, right? And also give credits where due. Wait, I gotta... Stuba mate, where's your shit? Oh yeah, here. 1, 2, right? This is a chart from Stuba. 1, 2, 1, 2. Of course, you know, this second wave 1 in green is really ugly, but it doesn't change the potential, right? Its probabilities are not great, but it's a good idea, and that's why I like it. Because if you look at time, as just mentioned, we could have a flat here, A, B, C, but preferably this was the end of C, and you then move up, right? You're going to look for wave 3. However, now that price made a new low here, it becomes really unlikely that this is a wave 2 of this degree, right? So therefore it makes more sense, what Stuba did, is that you put your 2 here, right? Which then ends between the 2 and the 3 fib time of this wave 1, that's fine. But then you're going to be looking for another 1, 2 to the upside here, right? So, but this wave 1, of course, is a bit of a pain. Must be like an expanding, like a expanding diagonal type of second wave 1. So then this would be your invalidation in this scenario, of course, right? And then you have, let me go to the 15. So again, it's not nice and like Elliott Wave wise, but for a double 1-2, for an impulse, this would make sense. Even though the local count here is a bit of a pain, because this is very corrective-y structure. Arguably you have over here a 3-wave move to the upside, right? A, B, C, correction down, A, B, C, correction down, arguably another 3-wave structure in here as well. So you do have the potential of a zigzaggy leading diagonal here, and then a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a 5 ending on high volume. It's expanding, which is not that common, but nonetheless it is a scenario we do have to keep in mind. So that is what I saw in the chat earlier today. And I always say in Discord as well, and here, like, look, we're all a team, right? I just happen to be the guy that makes the videos, right? But you inspire me, I hopefully also inspire you, and together we try to find the best and highest probability Elliott wave counts, no? So whenever I see something in the group and I haven't done my analysis yet, or I didn't think about it, or, you know, I like to give credits where due, and also therefore put the name on the video and stuff, right? So this chart is from Stuba, very, very cool. Now this, therefore, could make a bit of sense. The problem with the double 1-2 though, because now we talk about what's not that nice, right? First of all, of course, I mentioned expanding diagonal, not common. But second, this wave 1 is longer in time than this one. Usually if you think about a double 1-2, preferably each wave becomes a bit shorter in time and price. It's not a must, it's just a nice to have, not a must have, but hey. The invalidation is clear. We're just going to observe what happens here, right? So that is your impulse, right? Because wave 2 here, that's a very long wave 2 in time. So preferably it finishes here between a 2 and 3 fib time. You got your new wave 1 here. You might range this weekend in another 2 before then continuation up in the bullish scenario, right? The alternative here remains an ABC for a bigger diagonal. I showed this one this morning, don't really go over it. A, B, C in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Was posted by GZ in Discord earlier. So you ended here on high volume, and I still do not forget this, and you should neither. The fact that price here ended on the highest amount of volume in this move to the upside increases probabilities of a wave C structure in potentially a 3-waver here instead of an impulse, or in an impulse it has to be an extended wave 5. It's just a little less common. You know, the most common impulse is a 1-2 extended 3, 4, 5, and then the 2 variations are 1, 2, 3, 4 extended 5, or extended 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So in this case only an extended 5 can have the highest amount of volume at the end. So it then, you know, but it generally is a bit wave C-ish, which is at least something we do also have to consider. In this scenario though, of course, this is a 5-wave structure, as A is just an impulse by itself. But wave B can be a lot longer than a wave 2. So a low made after the 5 or 6 fib time for a wave B is no problem, because it can be very long compared to your A. We're currently at the 5, as you can see, right? Of course, if you go past the 10 fib time, you know, things start to be a bit problematic because the context is going to be absolutely shit. But having an A, B, and then a C up, you know, that works. So you're going to be looking for an ending diagonal, of course, in this case. So we have the 1, 2, 1, 2. That's the impulse, right? Or in the bullish scenario at the moment, A, B, and then eventually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ending diagonal, and then you move to the downside. An ending diagonal, by the way, becomes more common if a wave 3 went up or down very, very quickly in a short amount of time. So if a wave 3 is very extended in a very short period of time, then wave 5 ending diagonals become more common. Something that we have to keep in mind. Now, I think that this wave 3 so far is not necessarily very quick in time, because we're looking at like basically this whole structure, right? Or, well, this is your 3, 4, and then 5. So is it very quick? I mean, we had long ranges in the meantime, but nonetheless, a diagonal is something we of course keep in mind as well. Bearish scenario, right? Expanding diagonal on this time frame expanding ending diagonals in a wave 5, guys, I swear it is so incredibly rare. It's even stated on the Elliott Wave international website that an expanding diagonal, I think they've only seen it once on the higher time frames or something in like 19 whatever, but they use daily charts. The lower time frames you go, the more often you can see it. Sometimes we can see it on a 5-minute or on a 15-minute. But now we're on a 4-hour chart, not a daily or a weekly like Elliott Wave International likes to do. But, you know, it's not a common structure. So unless all the other stuff fails, it will never get the highest probabilities, right? So the bullish scenarios have to become invalidated, which means, first of all, price moving below this low at 43.3K, right? The moment price takes this low, we have to pay attention, right? Because the bullish scenarios that I just shown you, an impulse here, potential double 1-2, right? This would be your total invalidation. And for a diagonal, AB, this would also be your invalidation. Now you could make things a bit more crazy where you have a 3-wave structure like this, where this is the invalidation. But at the moment, we don't think about that just yet. So yeah, not too big of a fan. What I then prefer is this to be your WXY wave 4 here. So this is the end of your 4. So instead of this being the end of 5, what I prefer is these being your 4. And then here, this by itself is a local structure. And then a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ending diagonal. You have overlap between 1 and 4. Which therefore means you can't have an impulse. It has to be a diagonal structure or a double 1-2. I mean, very bullish, no? But that's usually wave 3 price action, not really wave 5 price action. So then you're going to be looking for the diagonal, which is like this. And I've shared this one earlier as well, because the problem here, if you're looking for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, is that in an ending diagonal, all of the waves have to be zigzag structures, which is a bit of an issue. If you end wave 2 here, then you need to think about a WXY, but wave Y is not below W, and in a double zigzag, you definitely want that. And wave X preferably doesn't touch the 0.7, which it definitely did. If you would put wave 2 here, wave 2 is a zigzag, and then you have this being an A, B, C for your wave 3. That is still a possibility. 1, 2, 3. It's a bit out of context, right? It's a very big 3 though, right? That's your 3. But then we have wave 4. And then we have this wick. We can't have flats in a ending diagonal. So your wave 3 has to end here at this high. But that becomes a bit of a pain if we count this as an A, B, and then a C. Because in a wave C, you need a 5-wave, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-wave structure, right? Well, we can count 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever, 1, 2, whatever, 3. If this is a 4, because I want to talk about the end, if this is 4 and this is 5, it's very much a 3-wave structure. So we don't have to think about a double zigzag, right? W, X, Y, and then A, 5, 3, I don't know. It's that also rubbish, right? Doesn't really work. Maybe even a triple zigzag, W, X, Y, X, Z or something. Like it's just it's at the moment not a clear structure. That's what we're saying. No, this looks very corrective to the upside. So arguably, therefore, your 5 is finished. We need to observe what happens after. It's just that a potential wave 5 is very difficult at the moment. But we are at critical levels, as explained in previous videos, where anything between 46 and 55 has wave 5 topping potential. So it's all about managing your risk very well. Now, what happened more locally, which is very interesting, by the way, is if we take a fib, because of course, if we are looking for a big impulse to the downside, right? If the high of 5 is in and we are looking for a big move down, what do we want to see? We want to see impulsive structures with also proper retracements in a wave 2. So if we are looking for a wave 1 to the downside here, then we're looking, of course, for a 2 and then a wave 3 on high volume. Now the weekend is approaching, which is very interesting. Preferably you have a wave 3 before the weekend, so that would be today. But if we take a fib from the high to the low, then you can see that price retraced to the 0.382. And the 0.382 here is a less common target for a wave 2, because the most common target for a 2 is the 05 to the 786 area. But it is a target nonetheless. It's just a little less common. The 382, however, is a more common target for a B or an X. It's like the same with the 886, right? So it increases the probabilities a little bit that any move down is a C or a Y compared to a wave 3. Locally at the moment on the CVD, we are not seeing local bearish. Let me have a quick look here just to double check. Like, there's no big bearish CVD divergences. It's not like price is moving down and CVD is moving up. CVD moves down, price is moving down. Let me go to the 3 minute, have a little check here on the 3 for you guys. So we had a little bit of bearish CVD here, right? Earlier, showed this morning. That played out because we took the low. Little bit of bearish CVD here, but that played out as well. Bearish CVD, by the way, lower high on price, higher high on the CVD. That is what we're looking for from a CVD perspective. So I'm just quickly scanning here on the 3 minute. 3 minute is one of those time frames I do like to keep an eye on to observe very local CVD, but bit bearish CVD here, but it's so insignificant, right? It's so small. Price moving up, 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 up. Some bearish CVD here as well, right? With the order block, lower high on price here. Price had a green candle, look at yellow, right? Bearish CVD also already played out. So yeah, it's not too much going on the CVD at the moment, right? So we're gonna continue to observe what price does, but the 886 retracement is interesting and would give the probabilities to a corrective structure to the downside. Now we do have, so the supports basically I'm keeping an eye on is the value area low here, 45.4, pretty much there. Then we have this white box, 44.4, 44.8, and then we have this blue box, 43.8, 44.1. So this is, again, it's from an Elliott Wave perspective, it's a how can I say this nicely? It is very overlappy, very complex counting, where if you trade Elliott Waves, your risk management, of course, should be very good. Now, currently, and I mentioned it in the morning as well, the probabilities based on the structures is just that arguably the probabilities are still a little bit higher for upside, but it's not a 90-10 here at the moment, right? I'm either sitting, if I have to give probabilities on the numbers basis, right? I'm either sitting at like the 60-40 ish, 70-30 ish area, right? We still have bullish CVDs as well, but preferably I want to see them on the right. The thing is, these type of moves, still, it's not nice for a wave 1 to have such a quick move to the downside. The same thing over here as well. Very quick, very sharp. Quick, very sharp. Very shallow retracement, 382 retracement, right? So preferably we would see a bigger move to the upside for a potential 2. Then this wave 2, however, becomes very long. Would lower the probabilities for a wave 2 compared to your wave 1. Ending the bigger ending diagonal for a wave 5 is not preferred. So then we have to look more locally for this diagonal, which is then also an ending expanding diagonal more locally, which is also not preferred. So the ending expanding structures generally have a low probability unless the rest fills, and the rest hasn't filled yet. You feel me? So yeah, that is why I mentioned the 43K, 43.2K low as well. So that's why the probabilities are still higher for price to at least take this high and then, you know, take it from there. The next box I have here is 50.7, 50.9K. We're very close to 50K as well. Obviously nothing here financial advice. I hope you have a plan, especially during price action like this, which is very, very complex, no? So yeah. And we took that low. So yeah. This has now played out, by the way. So from an Elliott Wave perspective, I'm going to be very patient. Probably I'm just going to sit the weekend out and see what happens on the chart today, tomorrow, and on Sunday as well, because the price action during the weekend tends to be rangy, which I like because I always enjoy ranges. Like, let's say, local ranges here, because of those, this is now becoming complex. But I like to see what we get. But yeah, that's the probabilities that I still have until invalidation, right? So, and it's not invalidated, because both locally as well as on the you know, if we zoom out, the bearish structure then has to be an ending diagonal type of structure, expanding, ending, expanding structure, which, yeah, it's low probabilities. I can't make it any better or worse for that matter. It's just Elliott Waves. It's not what I like or what other people like or what the news says or whatnot. It's just in the theory of Elliott Waves, expanding structures are not common, which therefore automatically translates into it never has the highest probabilities unless the rest fails. But the rest hasn't failed yet. So yeah, you know. Okay, so that was actually the Elliott Wave part, right? And now we go into giving some feedback to you as well. How is ETH doing? Because we were looking for that 2600 level, right? Where is it at the moment? Elliott Wave analysis at the start of the sorry, lol. Now feedback and chatting. Okay, what's the 1 second, I'll answer your question. Hey, nice to see ETH following up with what we were looking for. No, looking good, looking very good. Oh wait, where's my ETH? 1 second here. Oh, this one. Yo, there we go. How nice that, eh? Remember the live stream where price was here? Yeah, we have that double top. Yeah, it's very rare. And the 886 touch. Huh? Gotta love the 886 probabilities from the high to the low. 886 tap. Higher probability, any move down is a C or a Y, increasing probabilities to take the high later. Then we had the point of control at 2613, which, well, did not offer big resistance. Bit of a wick here on the daily chart, but that's about it. This is, I think, a weekly or a monthly gap. What is this? Oh, it's an order block, I think. Yeah, it's probably an order block. I didn't write what it is. Smart. Yeah, okay, so it's a monthly a bit of an order block basically. And then the high 35.66, no? I don't have too much, like, of course, stuff going on ETH, but you have a monthly here for the ones interested, no? You can see the volume profile. The blue line is the value area high. You also have weekly here. You got, of course, a bit of a range here as well, where, okay, you have a little point of control here. We can make that a little line, RPOC. One. And then the bigger range. Ooh, interesting. There's so much volume down here. Oh, wait, I remember I pulled it differently. But also at the monthly, you have the value area high here. So that's interesting. There we go. So yeah, interesting areas, no? 3110, 3280, and then you get to 3500 basically. Ta-da! Nice. I like to see it. And Bitcoin's like, yeah, I'm not having it. You know, let me just go sideways. I'm happy here. Okay. Alrighty. Let me. Hey, maybe a band-aid. Wait, maybe a band-aid. Maybe a band-aid. Welcome, man. Thanks for joining the bronze. Thanks for supporting the channel, because the bronze membership is truly just a support of the channel. So thanks. Maybe a band-aid. Welcome, eh? Good to see you here. Good to see you here. Let me actually. I gotta quickly do this and pop it out so I can pin my comment. I always have to restart. Thank you. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is chart feedback. And first things first, I'm gonna well, quickly have a look at what you guys have been writing, and then the chart feedback. So Brownberg, thanks again and welcome. 30% of all viewers like this content. 70% is probably just here to talk Trackmania. I don't mind. We can talk Trackmania any day. No, any day. Does Elliott Wave suggest a drop to 42,500? That would be very low, because you're then gonna take this low here, which would also invalidate a few bullish scenarios. So if you, so by the way, to answer your question, yes, there is, right, a suggestion, but probability wise at the moment, there's still, as it stands, a bit higher probabilities for the bullish scenarios, because in the bearish scenarios, in all kind of scenarios, you're going to be looking for an ending expanding diagonal for the bearish scenarios, and an ending expanding diagonal is rare from an Elliott Wave point of view. It's not, I don't care where price goes, up or down, doesn't matter, right? I'm just here to day trade it, up or down, long or short. As long as I fill my bags, I'm happy. I don't care which direction it goes. So from an Elliott Wave point of view, unrelated to my opinion, expanding structures are rare. So therefore the probabilities are higher to continue up until the bullish scenarios become invalidated, and that's when we switch. If price does move up, then we'll continue to look what happens. Sorry for this. Man, for the past, I don't know, 1.5 or 2 weeks, right? I had this itch in the back of my throat now. I think 1.5 or one week, maybe 1 week. I don't know. It's so annoying, eh? Luckily I have a button on my keyboard to mute my mic with one click. 24-hour stream. Guys, if I would do a 24-hour stream, would you stay with me for 24 hours? Okay. Kenny, you might actually, maybe we can do a charity stream. How cool would that be? We can do a charity stream. We vote for a charity or something, and then like for 24 hours, we're going to try and raise money in whatever way. I have no clue how, but we'll figure that out. And then for 24 hours, I'm going to do, I don't even know what I'm going to do. But then what I'm going to do is, of course, Elliott Waves, probably a bunch of altcoins, trading psychology. Maybe I don't know. Maybe we're even going to play games. We can do like a charity 24-hour stream. That would be pretty nutty. Yeah. What's up, George? How you doing? So we're doing like, what's popping? We just started. Short at 47.6, target 40. 40 would be very late. If the bearish or 40 would be very low. But if the bearish scenario plays out, meaning if price takes this low, probabilities increase for bearish scenarios. But then you might actually be looking for a potential swing trade if that's the case. The next low that you really want to see taken, George, is going to be the one down here at like 41. So this one increases probabilities for downside. The one here kind of almost like guarantees it. You don't want to see that lost. So yeah. But at the moment, manage your trade well. Wait for market open. Yeah. Can imagine. Be patient. Errol Suleiman, what's up? Alexo Crypto, welcome. Seems like Mark and yourself know each other. Welcome, Alex. Welcome to the channel as well. I think first message here, if I'm not mistaken. Santos Signs, what's up? Hello, everyone. Video Kingdom. One of my wallets got liquidated. Oh, shit. Sorry to hear that, man. Over leveraged. At least you kind of wrote your lesson in the comment. Reminder to never over leverage. Reminder to never be greedy indeed. The psychology of the market, right? It punishes you very, very, very quickly. Unfortunately, that's not great. Great to hear just before the weekend as well. The only thing, of course, is trying to learn as much as we can from it, so that it won't happen again. But it doesn't fix the pain, if you know what I mean, right? Sometimes, depending on the amount it was, it can take a while. But hopefully, in that time, we learn some valuable lessons and stay. Like, we can't recover a loss. Long term we can, but not immediately, right? Money gone, right? But hopefully the lessons learned will provide us with more money in the future. Staying on the sidelines, yeah. Very, very patient area here. There's no reason to, again, YOLO, FOMO, catch an eyes. That's not what we do here. I'm being very patient, and as mentioned, that's your reply was to what I mentioned earlier. Is that very likely for myself? I want more info. I'm probably just gonna sit the weekend out, be like, yo, today, tomorrow, and Sunday, I'm gonna do other stuff. Wait for the chart to show us more information. Probably a weekend range, but where's the range gonna be? We'll figure that one out as time passes. And yeah, take it from there, no? Dun, dun, dun. Very messy indeed. A very tight stop loss, of course, depends on the plan. If you manage your risk well and your stop loss is, you can easily have a stop loss of 1%. But it depends on what is your risk. If your standard risk is 1%, like for me, for example, right? In my trading, I always risk 1%. Or less, but usually 1%. But my stop loss can vary, which means my position size varies, because my stop loss varies, but my risk is the same. So, what's up, everyone? By the way, Apprentice, welcome. Also, Mark. Wow, you know everyone here. Like, how does Mark know everyone? Great to see people coming in. Yeah. Yo, is he here? Is Mr. Alex Bitcoin Census, is he here or not? Who knows? Don't forget to Mark knows everyone in this space. What's up? ETH to the moon, yeah. What's up, Sailor? Alexo Crypto, Apprentice, and Mark. Look at you three go. It's like the Three Musketeers, or like a little squad like entered here. Atta shows 50 mil new longs in the last 8 hours. Holy moly. Yeah, they might be stuck here, no? I can imagine breakout traders, people that think 50K. But you definitely want to see continuation, right? If we're going to range here for the weekend, lowest probabilities to go down, especially in a wave 2 again, we don't want it to take too long. So if we take a fib time from the high to the low, if price moves up and takes this high, very low probability you're going to be in a 1-2 down. A, B, C, yeah, potential, because a B can be very long, but you don't really like a wave 5 or a wave 2 to be longer than the 5 fib time. It's just not nice to see. This high was made after the 0.618, which is fine, right? That's fine for a wave 2, but then of course you're looking for wave 3 continuation in that case. No buildup of big bearish CVD divergences at the moment. And if this is the thing, time-wise, it works nicely, but the retracement is shallow for a 2, the 382, right? The 382 here is a less common target for a wave 2. So, yeah, less common for 2, a bit more common for B or X, increases the probabilities a little bit for a C or Y after. But it has to be said that the 886 the 886 versus the 382, right? The 886 has a higher probability of being B or X than the 382 is against the wave 2. For the people that have been here, right? 886, rare for 2, common for B or X. 382, less common for 2, common for B or X. So it's the rare versus the less common in wave 2. So the probabilities are not as high for a C or Y down after a 382 touch compared to the 886 being touched. But nonetheless, it's probability-wise still the C or Y that wins that battle in probabilities. How long did it take you to master the Elliott waves? I think that I would say that just before I launched the channel on the 20th of February last year, it's almost 1 year anniversary, I think that was the moment where I had a very good feeling with the waves. It's been up and down. So I started grinding, studying, implementing, doing all sorts of charts, being active in communities, sharing. Not like Elliott Wave communities, couldn't really find them, and I like studying on my own, kinda. But eventually I got asked to make some videos, and now we're here. So I think about, let's say, 2 years. I remember that after about like 10 months to 1 year, don't know exactly, I remember, I think it was an October-November period, so it probably was in my first year, where I stopped doing any Elliott waves for 2 years because I got so pissed off with Elliott waves. I just couldn't get it. And then after 2 months, I got drawn back in again because I couldn't release it. The moment you start studying Elliott waves, you can't go back. You just keep counting. You just keep counting. You see a chart, and every time you see waves, your head goes like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ABC, WXY. It just, yeah. And then after 2 months, I just came back again because it's it's stuck. And then I learned new stuff when I came back, and then things made my life easier. And especially what I can recommend to anyone here doing Elliott waves is doing this. Get your templates sorted, right? You don't have to remember all of the retracements and targets if you just make sure you get all your templates in. So you can go to the for example, in the description, there's 2 links regarding Elliott waves where you can study. It's free sources, right? It's just free sources. There's some targets in there as well and stuff. Just put them in your templates. It makes life so much easier. So this is what I have here, as you can see, right? And this is some of my own stuff, really. I don't really use it too much. And then for the trend-based fibs, even though I remember and I know, it also just helps. And especially once I did this in the beginning, it just makes my life so much easier. And also quicker for videos and live streams and stuff. It's just making life easier. I can really recommend it. I won't do charts myself, but I will give feedback in a second. You are Dutch, yes, I'm Dutch. Yes, correct. Are we Dutch people allowed to trade there? I don't know, because I don't trade on Bybit. I trade on BingX. In the past, back in the day, I did, but for me, BingX is a better platform, so that's why I trade there. And that's also why BingX is the only partner on the channel. It's because I traded there myself also before the YouTube channel, and they eventually came to me, asked me for to partner, and I'm happy. So yeah, why not? And if people want to try it out, then if you want to support the channel, you can check out the link in the description. And if you don't, then you just Google for for BingX yourself and check it out. Yeah. So I did ETH at the beginning. I checked ETH very quickly. Holy moly, I can't keep it. Spend enough of my morning with you, anywho. Yeah, welcome to the team, man. There's a big trend line that must be broken. Correct. I did 9 hours yesterday. Holy moly. Respect. 9-hour live stream. My record is 5. Still gotta get to 9. When I'm gonna hit the 9 one day, I'm gonna think of you now. That's gonna be a good one. A 9-hour stream. Shit, I gotta at least click through your video there. Wait, let me write your name down here. Where's my notes? Here's my notes. Okay. Alex. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna have a look there. Thanks, Alex, man. Thanks for being here as well. I appreciate it. That's really cool to see. I wrote your name down, so I will check your 9 hours of live stream. I can't promise I'm gonna watch every minute. I'm probably just gonna click through and see what's up. Maybe I can see Mark in the chat as well. Mark is everywhere, it seems. So zoom in. Go to ETH. Yeah, ETH currently above the point of control. Interesting targets was 2,800 and then 3,500. And we're now hitting a monthly order block as we speak. So there is some resistance. Long term targeting 52. Good luck with your trade, my friend. CVD indicator works. Yeah, I don't use a trading view indicator. I use AGGR. I haven't found the same quality on TradingView for CVD. I prefer using AGGR. So that's why I use, and if people are of course not unknown with CVD, just on the YouTube channel, just look on, go to the video section of my channel, click on or search for CVD, and you find the video, or just download this one pager to with the explanation. Click here, and you'll go to the video. You also have the website here, and you have the template. You can just download that. You can use it yourself. Where do we post charts for the feedback? I'll make a new channel in a second. Your restricted region as a Dutchie. If you you can then you can click the click here or something right at the end of that message. You can still register and make an account, but don't KYC if you don't have to, and then you can just use it, like myself as well. That's no problem. I don't recommend anything with VPNs and stuff, because I think officially that's illegal as well. So yeah, better be safe than sorry. Did Elliott Wave change your portfolio winnings? Yes, it did. But I use Elliott Waves in I suppose a bit of a unique trading strategy that I developed myself. So there's definitely elements in there, but I developed a whole personal developed trading strategy, which can include some things regarding Elliott Waves, but it's not just Elliott Waves. So how I mastered it: keep swinging and swiping. You got experience everywhere. Maybe we should go live on Tinder one day. I don't even know if that's possible. No? I'm gonna marry in March, right? Shouldn't even mention the name. Do you use trend lines for your trading style? No. I know. Lesson learned, 10K vibe. Shoot. Not a big wallet. That's good to hear. It's all in perspective, right? Trade safe, my friend. Do you know if there's a possibility to use CVD on the mobile phone? Yes. Yes, absolutely. I use it on my phone all the time when I'm not in front of the PC and I want to see what's up, right? So I have here the AGGR. Wait, let me swipe this off, and then it's also with my template that I just got, right? Some of you are sending messages. Yeah, YouTube notification. Every time I get a comment or there's a comment there, I get a notification so I can reply. So far, I've replied to pretty much every comment I ever got. I'm trying to keep up that streak. They must be desperate. Yee. The Ottergan. Oh boy. You have a name for yourselves as well? Can you explain only the bullish side of the current chart? Yeah. Okay, you can also check out the analysis at the beginning of the stream, but either a double 1-2 here, right? 1 2 1 2 up, or Control Z. We look for an A, B, and then an ending diagonal. Those are the two bullish ones at the moment. Invalidation in both cases is taking this low at 43.2k or 3k. If you take this low, then the only one that really remains becomes a bigger diagonal 2 and then a bigger 3. That means wave 5 is gonna be very big though, compared to the wave 1 at 24k. Did write you a DM because they don't know. My email address is in the when you click on the membership video thing, right, and then inside where I explain what is in the membership, I write my email. It's koenstrading@outlook.com. I was so exhausted. I can't imagine. It's also, did you, Alex, did you do 9 hours of charts, or what did you do? Because looking at the charts for 9 hours is super exhausting. After 5 hours, I was done. Live stream your wedding. You gotta ask my fiance for that one. I will share pictures. Mark is my favorite wooden shoe man. Wait, you gotta explain this to me. Okay, let's get to some little bit of feedback. So what I will do is, where are we gonna do this? General. I have an idea. Why not just post your shit in general, and I try to cover some stuff. So if you have a chart you want me to look at, post it in the general, so we don't fuck around in all the other chats here, because we're here on YouTube, of course. So put it in here. I'll provide feedback. I don't go to the chart myself, but I can provide feedback to your count, see if it's correct, see what tools you use, the extensions, and hopefully you learn something from it. So if you want me to look at your chart, whatever coin, post it here. Now I know that John sent some stuff earlier, not for me to feedback during the live stream, but he's a great Elliott Wave counter. I asked him for his thoughts as well, and he shared some of his thoughts. So I just quickly want to go through it. So this is one of his charts, where this is one scenario where he's looking for a bigger 5, right? Where you have the yellow wave 1, 2, continuation up. Now locally, he says, yeah, this looks pretty much like a 5-wave impulse, right? And I think we can kind of agree looking at how steep this is. Now this move down possibly is indeed a wave 1 or a wave A. You can see he didn't label it, which makes sense because it's difficult to know if we're going up or down based on this move. It can't just be a wave C, end of C and up, because we took this low also here, but also here again, right? So he's looking here for a corrective structure, potential ABC, which works, right, in a bigger context. His orange wave 1 is a bit different compared to mine. He has a bit of an expanding diagonal, right? Not common, possible, less common, of course, but possible. My wave 1 is just this high, and then I have a 1 2 1 2 here. He has the second wave 1 in yellow here. That works. Mark is like, yo, the new year started. I had a good trade. My portfolio is going up because of ETH. Let me spend my profits. Let me just give it to that random Dutchie. Yo, Mark, thanks, man. That's very kind of you. 5 gifted. Shit, I can't get used to this stuff. 5 gifted memberships. Thanks, Mark. That's amazing. So, thanks to Mark, Dani Stoppa, Sarthak Agalwa. Sarthak, you're always here as well. But Dani Stoppa, Sarthak, Elia, One Raw Artist, and Christian Laurin send me a message, koenstrading@outlook.com, and I bump your bronze, because it's probably bronze memberships, to silver. So at least you have something, because the bronze is a purely support. If you want to support the channel, you can do bronze. But with the gifted ones, you don't get anything with bronze if you get gifted bronze. So then I want to bump you up to silver, so at least you get something from the gift, which also therefore increases the value of the person that gifts you the stuff, right? So thanks, Mark. That's very, very kind. And you lots send me a message. Okay. So Thanks, Mark. I just saw, wait, I saw it in the corner of my eye while explaining. I gotta put you on my other screen again. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this looks fine, right? In his count, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He has a triangle in this 4, which is something that I also consider. A, B, C, D, E. It's a solid count as well. Looking for 5. W, and then X and Y. That's indeed, it's definitely possible. Flat in W, complex in X. Y is then a zigzag. And then the second one. On this chart here, 5 wave down. Looks solid to me, right? Starting with an A, B, C, which makes sense. Because if you zoom in, wait, how do I zoom in? I can't really. But here, we have an A, like a 3-wave structure. Then a 3-wave move down in a B, right? This looks very 3-wavy. And then you have an impulse up in C. So arguably there is indeed a WXY going on for then a wave A. Long wave B, potential for a wave C. But that means we of course want to see price locally moving to the upside in that scenario, no? Let me have a look here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B, C, potential X. Yeah, now we're here. 382 is touched. Yeah, preferably you can come back up for at least a 0.5 to 786. This is the 1 minute. Well, I don't really know where we are here. So let me go to the next 3. Flat. Oh yeah. W can only be a zigzag or a flat. Y can be a zigzag flat triangle. That's clearly not a triangle. So W zigzag possible here, which then ends it here. W and Y can't be a double zigzag. WXY. So then W is here. Your X either finishes here or here. It's a bit of a meh. But then in Y he also has a zigzag here, which means your X retraced to the 886 of this W, which is actually not really what you like to see for a double zigzag in a WXY double zigzag. So I also considered at least putting X there, but it doesn't change the count. So yeah, doesn't change the result. Yeah, and this is where we are now, and this was Tuba's count. Okay, let's see what you guys have been up to in general chat. So if you have a chat and you want me to look at, if you have a chart, well, I don't know what's up with my brain. I had a good night of sleep last night, but and I swear there's water in my bottle and not any sort of alcohol. So if you have a chart and you want me to have a look at it, share the chart in the general chat. You can enter Discord. Let me quickly, if you have a new Discord account, you get auto banned, because to avoid scammers coming in, we have a 3-day-old rule. So that's the young accounts rule. So I always have to unban the young accounts because they come in and they get auto banned. And these are not the scammers. The scammers get automatically, or at least most of them automatically, yeah, look, like Kunzo, you know, all the bullshit. This is all like scam stuff. So, okay, there you go. So, okay, brown bug, pin pon. Let's first check the chart of brown bug. Okay, let's have a look. Oh boy, my bottle is finished. Right, so this is not really Elliott Wave related. Ethereum / Bitcoin 1 day. The reason I say it is because, of course, we don't see counts. In this case, you're using trend lines, right? And that is very interesting. So first of all, I don't mind if you share other stuff than Elliott Waves, right? That's fine. It's just chart feedback. I have experience with other tools, of course, as well. Now here, I wonder what most likely your trading strategy is related to the trend lines, where you enter until the trend line is broken. It does beg the question if you move your trend line. Like, for example, I actually want to, I can't really zoom. Oh, I can. Nice. I can zoom in now. It begs the question, if price moves up here, do you then have a trend line up here and then you get a bit of a range and you move the trend line, or do you then exit and re-enter. Also, I wonder, you know, you need an entry strategy. You don't have to talk about your plan, but it's always, I love talking strategy because, you know, you need a trading plan and strategy. And you can be very profitable using trend lines, right? You can be insanely profitable using trend lines as well, as long as you have a good strategy. Nice support resistance area, by the way. Hit twice. So let's have a look, right? Arguably, there's a bit of a three-wave move going on here, no? I mean, I am counting this, of course, as a bit of an Elliott wave. Potential for an ABC down here. Now, this retracement looks like an 886 on ETH BTC. If this is an 886 touch, it increases probabilities to move down as a C or Y, increasing probabilities to go back up here at a later stage, right? But you have to measure that yourself. So that is I think it may have hit the 886 there. What time frame are we? 1 day. Other than that, what I can recommend with your chart is once you have traded your trend line, or once the once you exit the trade, or once the trend line becomes irrelevant, I can recommend to remove the trend line from your chart to keep it clean, so that you only look at the trend lines that are still relevant, to avoid confusion and potential analysis paralysis as well. So the trend lines over here, of course, I'm not sure if you still use them in any way, but if you trade trend lines, then this is history. So one can remove all of these trend lines to clean up the chart a bit. It just, you know, I mean, for me, it helps to have very, very clean charts. And then you have the trend line here now. So draw on liquidity, bit of a, maybe you had the support resistance area here. We're now, of course, above, but big arrows to the downside. Now, of course, it's pumping here, bit of a bounce, probably because ETH, of course, is moving to the upside. So that's good to see compared to Bitcoin doing absolutely nothing. So yeah, that's that. Nice brown buck was it? Yes. So that's something that, so people that check out my chart, right, you can, oh wait, lol, my sharing was off. Sometimes I forget. You can always ping me in Discord and be like, yo, Koen, your sharing is off, because sometimes I'm doing stuff so it's not on. Most of the time my chart sharing is on, and the link is in the description. I like very clean charts, so you never see a lot of stuff, but the reason I do that is because it really helps me in my trading. And I have a video on my channel which is called something with analysis paralysis. If you look for the word paralysis in my videos, you'll find it, which is a video on how I make my target boxes. Right, my basically my support resistance areas, but I call them target boxes, and it just really helps me with my trading. Should I sell Bitcoin? That depends on your plan and your strategy, my friend. You need a plan and a strategy. Okay, Pinpan, let's have a look then. Your chart. What? Thanks, Mark. Mark is like #1 motivator. I appreciate it, man. I gotta go. We'll watch the stream later. Hey, yo, Mark. I'll write you on the. I wonder where you're from. Like, it would be fun to do a little bit of a Dutch meetup as well. Would love to meet you as well. Thanks for the advice. A pleasure. I'm liquidated at 42595. Should I be scared? This also depends on your plan. Before I go into the chart, 42595. That must be a long position. 425. Well, as it stands with probabilities from an Elliott Wave point of view, that would be an invalidation of the bullish scenarios. You know, probabilities from an Elliott Wave point of view are still a bit higher to eventually look for more upside without preferably taking this low. But it's very difficult. It's like a 60-40 at the moment, because we are just waiting for more information. And this is by no means financial advice, because you need a plan before entry. The fact that you talk about your liquidation is already a problem. because you need a stop loss somewhere. You need a place where your trade is invalidated. What's your plan? What's your strategy based on data? So you don't get liquidated. Never, unless your liquidation is your stop loss, which I cannot recommend. It's all about risk management. Guys, if you trade, focus on your loss. Never focus on your win. When you enter a position, do not calculate your win, calculate your loss. Only look at your loss. What are you willing to lose on your trade? Your stop loss is 4339. I mean, then you got the stop loss, right? So you won't get liquidated. But hopefully, if it gets hit, it just follows your plan, and it's not one of those very big losses, right? So you just follow your plan. But from an Elliott Wave perspective, all the ending structures are ending diagonals, and it's all expanding diagonals, and an expanding diagonal is a rare structure, is never preferred unless the rest fails. The bullish scenario, the ones we have now, is that if price moves below 43,200, they fail. But at the moment, the bullish scenarios still have some higher probabilities because the bearish scenarios have expanding diagonals, and those are not preferred. Big it up to my Dutch bros. Love the Holland, yeah. So Mike is one of the guys that traveled the Netherlands last year. Not at the moment, but you can send a chart, and I'll be happy to look at your chart. Haiku, my plan is to short Bitcoin to follow your plan, my friend. I can't comment, of course, on if you shoot or not shoot, but it depends on your plan and what you want to look for. What is your confluence? What is your entry trigger? What are the things you look for? What are your entry requirements, right? What's your strategy? If it's a plan that fits with your strat, then take it. If it doesn't, then be patient. There will be another trade. So 44,600. I mean, arguably, if we go that low, I'm probably looking for 44.1 or 43.8 almost. But yeah, make sure you have a plan. What's up, Daily Compilations? How you doing? Best loser wins. Recommend the book. Yes, I have that one too. It's behind me. The next chart. So we are doing a bit of a chart feedback, everyone. If you have a chart, then send in a Discord in the general chat, and I'll have a look. I can give some feedback. We do have to stop soon, though. I said I'll be online for an hour because I have a really busy schedule today, and I gotta promise myself that I have to also stop soon. Pin Pen, was it? Yes, Pin Pen. Thanks for your chart, my friend. Let's have a look. I like your wave Y on the left, right? I already know how you counted the range. You counted it a WXY. I do miss your X up here. So that makes me wonder where your X is. Because your Y needs to be a three-wave structure, and it can only be a triangle, a zigzag, or a flat. Probabilities are higher. This is a three-wave move compared to a five-wave structure. So probably I think your X is somewhere on the left, where you may have been looking for a flat structure, which works, right? I mean, higher probability it's a three-wave move, right? Which means putting X here. But wave Y ending here is also, it fits a bullish scenario from this low. So because you can either put wave Y here or here for a potential bullish scenario, yeah. And if price takes the low of this B, then this scenario becomes the bullish scenario. So you're absolutely correct. The problem here with the diagonal is that all of the waves in a diagonal have to be zigzag family structures, meaning A5, B can be anything, C5. But then in wave 2, we're also looking for a 5-3-5 or a double or triple zigzag, right? But in the end, you're never going to take the high of 1 in an ending contracting diagonal. You will have moves to the downside correctively for a 2, zigzag or double zigzag, meaning 5-3-5 minimum. And then we can continue back up again for 3, where 3 also has to be an ABC. 4, ABC. 5, ABC, right? All zigzags, or we go to a WXY or a WXYXZ. double or triple zigzag structures, so sharp corrections to the downside. The fact that price locally here in your A so in your A you have an A, B, and then a wave C here, right? But in wave A we have now a 3-wave ABC, so it's the correct letters, but it's not a zigzag, it's a flat. But that's not possible in a wave A for a wave 2, because wave 2 has to be a zigzag. Just to make sure I explain it correctly here. So this is your 1, this is your 2 is somewhere here, right? Somewhere here. So this being an A, B, C, right, is not a possibility. Your wave A has to be a 5-wave structure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B, C correction or whatever. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B, C. End of 2. Or you can have a double zigzag, which then is a 5, 3, 5. W. X, usually a zigzag. And then you have a 5, 3, 5 in Y. That's possible. And even a triple zigzag, X, Z. Also possible in an ending diagonal. But as you can see, all of these scenarios do not take that high. So that means that in your scenario, we have to change this high. If you look for an ending diagonal, this one can't be here, must be here. Because this is the highest point, right? In the particular scenario, right, that we're looking for in your account, right? This is for everyone that just joined. We're now providing feedback to your chart. So ABC, your end of 1, must be here, can't be anywhere else. But of course, that means we're gonna have a bit of an issue with the count here, right? Okay, so your scenario here as a bigger flat can have some potential, but the 1 has to be moved to the high of your B, where then we get a 2 down. That of course means that if we put 1 here, this has to be a zigzag structure if we are looking for a bigger diagonal to the upside, right? Either a WXY or an ABC. Now an ABC does not look that great, right? So we need to then look for potentially a WX Y. A, B, C, end of W. Wave X can be any corrective structure, including a flat. And then we have wave Y to finish wave 1. Which then means we are looking for a bigger corrective structure to the downside, right? Possibly taking this low. That's why I mentioned if we take this low, then the bullish scenario becomes, you know, bigger flat. And then from this 2, we are looking for the diagonal, right? That is that would then be the count. So your 2 is in the right position. It's just that your 1 has to move to the right to adjust for what happened here, because you can only have zigzags. It's a good chart, my friend. I love to see people trying Elliott Wave counts as well. So thanks for sending it, Pinpan. Let me actually 100 this as well. Pop. Pop. Gold Lounge. What's happening here? Oh, this is for... Okay, I'll reply. This is not for the YouTube channel. He's asking me about some other counts here as well. So, yeah. Okay. Everyone, I really have to move. Today, I will try, and I'm really going against my motivation here. Because I love live streaming for many hours, but I really have a busy schedule. I have so much to do today outside the stream and the channel, actually it also has to do with YouTube, but I have also other stuff to do. That this is one of those streams where I said at the beginning I'll try to be online for 1 hour, and I'm actually trying to stick to it today, because yeah, you know, there's a lot happening. Now the next update will be at 7 p.m. Central European time. So let's see what price does. The weekend is coming, tends to be rangy price action as well. So, you know, we could have a sideways weekend. Mehmet, by the way, Varoglu, support Koens and click like. Thank you. Appreciate it. Cheese, what's up? How you doing as well? Asanov, Mr. Koens, how's everything? I'm doing great. Hope you're good as well, Asanov. and cheese have so much beneficial information with like-minded people. That's what I like about the lives, man. That's what I really love about lives. Hazem Cult, welcome as well. Good to have you here. So I do have to go. It is time for me to do some other things. Now, the analysis was at the beginning of the stream. So if you missed it or you just joined, make sure to go to the beginning of the live stream where I share my thoughts, including the probabilities, of course, as always. And we also went into the very local price action, right? So a bit of an idea shared there as well. So that being said, thanks for being here. Appreciate you spending some time with me on this Friday afternoon. We're going to do this again in the weekend. So make sure to check the YouTube channel or YouTube in general throughout the weekend because I'm definitely going live in the weekend and we can have a bit more time together again. So Luis Rivera, I answered you on Discord. I sent you a DM. Or if you reply by email, I'll check your email later as well. Give me a little bit of time. Got some stuff planned. Bit Phantom, Luis, Asanov, Errol, Tov, Mehmet, Cheese, everyone. Thanks for being here. I'm gonna catch you soon again. Bye.